Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another video. This time, I wanted to talk about how to give life to your old favorite games. Now, why would we talk about in 2024 giving life to, your old favorite games? Basically, I mean, not to get too into the backstory of it, but the basic premise or idea is, gaming these days is not that good anymore. Sorry to say. I can count on one hand the amount of releases in the past 5, maybe in the past 10 years that are honestly worth my time and must-play games. Witcher 3, Baldur's Gate 3, Metaphor Refantasio. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Unicorn Overlord, which I just got into recently. And I'm an RPG player, action superhero game player, so I haven't seen a good game since, Fallout 4, Skyrim. And, it's just, the way the industry goes. Like, they're just going for live service games, they're just going for ways to make more money. And the consumers like us suffer. So what do? We have to go back to our old games that we actually enjoy and try and make them more fun. Because obviously new games aren't that good anymore. So let's start off with Batman Arkham Knight. Now, this isn't the best game in the world, not by any means. But this is the best Batman game in the last, 10, 20 years probably. They tried to do Gotham Knights, didn't really work out. Sorry to say, it did not work out. And now, we could only replay this game, which I feel like this game isn't that bad. So how do we make this game fun, right? So it's just like simple changes you can make to make well, let me just preface this by saying it has to be a game that you find fun to begin with. You have a lot of hours in it and you find it fun already, so then how do you make it fun? Well, you start by editing like the display, maybe make it a little harder for yourself. Maybe you don't show where the enemies show up. Like, for example, there's a radar in this game, like detective mode. Maybe you force yourself not to use it. Maybe you just play the whole game, or your mission, or whatever it is, without detective mode. And it's definitely harder that way, and it's more fun. So just restrict yourself in that way. Don't use the things that the games provide you. Don't use all of it. Limit yourself in that way. And like there's other things you can do in other games. Like, people have done it, like in speed running, or like low level challenges in RPG games. But that's not something that I'm really interested in. Maybe like on a Final Fantasy game, because those games are pretty easy. You could do like a low level challenge. But yeah, it's just basically restricting yourself and finding fun in the game. In the game, just because it's a game that you enjoy playing, and you just want to play it more. So you just find ways to limit the strength of your character, or the abilities that you have, and you could play the game and have some more fun with it. So moving on to the next topic is another game which I'll get to in a second. Now, we've talked about limiting your UI, to make it a little more immersive and realistic, and then what else? Geez, what if you also so like in Fallout, for example, you don't use power armor. That's a way to limit yourself, limit the power of your character, right? The strength of your character. And then in addition to that, have some penalties on death. So you know, permadeath is an idea that's thrown around in a way to give a game longevity, especially you know a game um, that you would, like I said, that you enjoy playing. That's not too difficult. So, you know, Fallout 4 is one of those games. I mean, ghouls can be kind of crazy in this game, so maybe like put the difficulty a little bit down to where you could really handle it. So you're not like deleting your save every time you die. But, you know, like for example, permadeath is not for me. So I wouldn't really do a permadeath run, but what he could do is have penalties on death. So what is that? So you know, maybe if you played a game like Outward, that game has various like random penalties on death, like you lose some, you know, you lose some money, or you lose some items. You know, you get thrown into, well, you can't really throw yourself into a dungeon when you die, but that's what that game does. Maybe you lose like an item that, you know, or like a really strong weapon, and you know you have to find it again, or you have to build it again. You know, just different ideas to, you know, give dying in a game that you're playing more consequence. So you know, you can make it a little more thrilling, a little more interesting when you die in the game, and then you're a little, you know, scared to engage in, you know, difficult enemies because, oh, what if I die and I lose my stuff? So you know, just an idea, because you know, if the built-in games in the system don't really penalize you for dying, you can impose those you know, death penalties on yourself. Another example is I don't know if you've ever played romancing saga games. You know, those type of games where they have basically life points for each character on the party. So say, you know, you bring Curie on a mission and she gets downed, and you know, NPCs in this game just get right back up, right after getting a stim or like some time, they just get right back up. Maybe, you know, if they get downed, you have to go back to your base and pick a different ally while, you know, Curie recovers. You know, just another way to change things up. You know, give yourself consequences. And you know, the AI goes down a lot, so I don't know if that's really something you'd want to do, but it's just something to change up the game, make it a little more fun. Then you'll cycle through your, you know, different companions, and maybe you'll get, you know, to see some more dialogue, or see something else that's interesting. So, you know, that's another way you could spice up your gameplay with an old game. So I have one more idea on spicing up your gameplay, and that I'll show in the next clip.
Of course. Let's go.
You're someone who can get things done. I like that.
Okay, we're back. And I just wanted to go over again what we were talking about
for me, Harbinger?
in terms of the death penalties. What else you could do is follow
I've heard you may actually
what
be stronger than
Dungeons
you
and
look.
Dragons does.
Perhaps we can hunt together someday.
Where, oh, you want to pass? Okay. So, basically, Dungeons and Dragons has a feature where on death, you have to make a death saving throw. So it's like this feature where you're down, but you're not out. So if you go down once, then you have a chance to revive yourself, or, you know, say it's your teammate, you have a chance to revive them. So, you know, just give yourself a little more flexibility so you don't die, like, on the first death. And then, you know, you screwed up your save. You could have, like, you know, you get downed and you can get, you know, revived, and you just have to go back to camp to heal up, for example. And then, you know, moving on to the next topic. So this is in Skyrim. So, you know, in this game I have a mage build, right? And what you can do basically is roleplay, right? So, you know, I made a mage build, and he mainly uses magic and conjuration spells, and he shies away from melee and, you know, ranged weapons. and he just sticks to using his spells. So you could role play in that sense in games that you could afford to do it, right? So stealth archer is like the meme, right? So you could play as a stealth archer, you could play as a mage, you could play as a warrior, and then you could come up with their backstory and how you make different choices, um, things like that. And in addition to that, I feel like other games where you have other companions, not just Skyrim. So say like a game like Unicorn Overlord, where you have multiple companions. Maybe you execute. Jeez. Maybe you execute some of your enemies and you don't make them allies. Like maybe you change the story because older games had like light and dark paths. So you could fully explore the light path, or you could fully explore the dark path. So it's just just getting creative with role playing. That is a great way to get some replay value out of an old game that you really enjoy playing or that you like. But yeah, it's just sad that we have to resort to this because games that are released these days are incomplete or just not worth your money. That's just the state of the gaming industry these days. But it is what it is. What can you do about it? I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care and have fun gaming out there.